Metacognition is a brain function. So the brain does a lot of cognition. And the manager of cognition is metacognition. So imagine you have a workplace, all the workers are busy working, but there is no manager. There may be chaos. Imagine a country with the citizens, but there's no one managing them, no one governing them. I suspect that will be quite chaotic. Likewise in our brain. Even if our brain does a lot of things, but they are all cognitive in nature, and there is no metacognition, then we are not able to get the most optimal result, the most effective output. So mindful learning is essentially about metacognition. Metacognition is the brain's ability to manage itself. When you do something and you're on the right track, your metacognition will tell you. Your metacognition will encourage you. Your metacognition will say to you, you are on the right track. Please continue. It is the voice inside us that tells us we are on the right track, so you continue. It is also the voice that will tell you, hey, be careful. I think you are making a mistake. Stop. Metacognition will give you a warning when things are not heading in the right direction. Metacognition is something that students use to correct themselves when you are making mistakes. Making mistakes is not a problem. We all make mistakes. It's human to make mistakes, as the saying goes. What is important is to have good metacognition so that the mistakes does not result in a poor outcome. We will all make mistakes, but it is the metacognition that will help us correct it eventually. Yeah, so mindful learning is essentially about that. How can we help our students develop good metacognition? So one of the goals of today's session is to find out maybe 3 ways how we can develop students' metacognition. Maybe more, but I invite you to start a small list. How can a teacher, for those of us teaching students, how can a teacher help students develop metacognition? And for those of us who are managing schools, the question is, how can I help my teachers, the teachers in my school, develop the pedagogical skills to develop metacognition among students? So I suspect that is one question that the minister and his colleagues have to think about. How can we influence the university's training teachers? How can we influence the principals running schools? How can we influence them so that they know how to develop their teachers with the right pedagogy so that they, the teachers, can go to classes every single day, regardless of the grade level, regardless of the subject, and help students develop metacognition. Yeah? So thank you for that. Our first objective today is to develop a list of strategies to develop metacognition, and that is essentially mindful learning. So other than mindful learning, what else is there in the deep learning curriculum? Meaningful learning. So metacognition, if you want to have a name, a theory, a theorist, Flavell, F-L-A-V-E-L-L. Flavell is one of the earliest researchers that coined the word metacognition. It is actually not a very old concept. It is a fairly recent concept. Probably something that was talked about in the 1980s. Yeah, so Flavell, F-L-A-V-E-L-L, Flavell is the main theorist for metacognition. Yeah. So the second thing that you share with us is that the deep learning curriculum emphasize on meaningful learning. Yeah, so I wonder how we as teachers interpret meaningful learning. What does it mean when we say that students have meaningful learning? Can you spend 1 minute now? Just share very briefly with people in your group, and that's why you're seated like that. Share with your friends. Yeah, what do you mean? What do you expect to see in students when the result is meaningful learning? Alright, over to you for 1 minute. What is meaningful learning? What do you expect to see in students? Yeah, when they make meaningful learning. 1 minute, over to you.